Hello, I'm going to make a treat. I'm hungry and I'm getting crabby. So I need something. And so I thought, why not make something I can eat now and show you all what I'm going to have. Now, this is one of those edible protein, what am I talking about? The cookie dough things. I've seen some that have cottage cheese in it. I have seen some that have no like protein powder in it. I don't know. There's so many different variations out there. I tried one that was like a Greek yogurt thing. Now this one has no Greek yogurt in it. So we'll see how this turns out. This is protein. I have to get the name. I'm sorry, because I just have the recipe here because I haven't tried this particular one. So once again, we want the whey and vanilla, the whey and the casein blend. In my last video, I was talking about the difference and I kind of misspoke a little bit. So the casein absorbs a lot of liquid, which means it will be a real dense product. Like if you're making muffins, they'll like sink in the middle if you think real thick and heavy. And the whey won't absorb so much, so it'll be dry. So it will have some kind of a dry product. That's why a lot of times it's mixed. And I don't have a whey casein blend, so I make my own. All right, so I'm back. I was editing this video and I realized, guess what? My mic died. So my sound cut off after I was explaining the first ingredient. So instead of doing a voiceover, I'm just going to start and do it again. Good thing I like this recipe. I want to be a spoiler alert here, but it's good. I loved it. Okay, let's do this again. 2 scoops of whey protein, but I'm doing the mix. 1 scoop of the casein, 1 scoop of whey, as I was explaining why before. Remember yesterday when we were here yesterday. 1/4 of a cup of oat flour. Once again, all it is you buy your oats, whoosh them up in the blender, and then you have oat flour. I love it. All right, powdered peanut butter. Now this stuff, I do enjoy it. I think I bought this, I shouldn't say how long ago I probably bought this because people might be like, oh, that's gross. I bought it a while ago and I really don't know when. But I like it. I just forget about it. I forget because I put it in my pantry and I just forget it's there. And so I never use it. And I end up using regular peanut butter. But I'm going to use more of it now. I'm going to challenge myself. 0 calorie sweetener. Of course, you can use whatever sweetener you want. This is just basically like Splenda. I need to calm down. I'm hoping this works. 1 tablespoon of the 0 calorie. Just depending on what sweetener you use, how much you'd use, because some of them aren't like a 1-to-1. They're a lot sweeter than sugar, so putting in a full tablespoon might be a lot. So whatever floats your boat. Okay, so now we've got our Splenda in here, and now it just needs a little bit of salt. I love salt. I don't know about you, but I'm such a salty person. Like everything needs salt. And good thing I don't have any like blood pressure issues or problems because I need my salt, just personally. Okay, now we need to put in, of course I didn't plan to have my spoon ready. Now it just needs a little bit of pancake syrup. I use the sugar-free. Use whatever you like, obviously. And also it tastes good too is because I have those skinny syrups too I've used in another recipe. That would probably taste good in here too because you can use whatever flavor because those things have so many flavors. You go on their website, it's like, I want all of them. I have Irish cream, there's marshmallow something, there's caramel, salted caramel, like delicious. Once again, I don't measure. It's about a tablespoon, give or take. And this, I've had this for a while and I used to use it and then I forgot about it. See the theme? All of this is so old. That's not true, but I just opened it. So it hasn't been opened, but this is butter flavored extract. So it says just like a half a teaspoon or something. So annoying though. It goes all the way, maybe it's the shape of this bottle. It goes down the side and it does not pour clearly unless I just don't know how to pour. Whatever it is. So all you do is stir it up. And then I'm going to add milk. It said skim milk. This is 2%. Use whatever. I'm sure any type of milk would work. Any type of liquid. So you just stir this one up. And then you're just going to get into a dough-like consistency. I mean, everyone knows what cookie dough looks like. Now, when I made it yesterday, I probably made it a little bit too thin. It was almost like cookie frosting, maybe thick frosting, but I loved it. Like I sat there, this stuff's good, but to me, I can't, like they say like the whole bowl has like, now this said like 500 calories, but then again, I don't know if that meant with all the toppings. I don't have the toppings, but this is just like kind of like peanut butter cookie dough. But I couldn't eat a whole lot. It's just almost too thick. Like you just, it's good, but maybe what is it? Taste fatigue or I don't know. But all you do is mix it up and then you eat it, which is my kind of recipe because yesterday I was so hungry. I was running around and I just wanted some food, but then I was like, there's nothing sweet in the house and I wanted it. So here you go. This is what it looked like, and I did have a picture here. But yeah, you just stir it up until it is, now it does turn out, it's a little grainy. You know, it's not, obviously, with ingredients like this, it's not going to taste like, you know, full fat, full sugar cookie dough. But it's actually pretty good. It's a little bit grainy, but it still has very good flavor. And I truly enjoy the peanut butter flavor of this one, that it's not just like a typical sugar cookie. So I'm going to do another taste test because I think I need more. It's so good. I love this. So even though I just had breakfast, I think I'm going to have to eat more. So I hope you'll try this, and I will link the recipe that I used because I did actually follow this one pretty close. And then I'll be back and we can do another recipe. Woohoo! All right, we are getting things done today. We love to be accomplishers. What? Dumb. Okay, so I'm going to make a high protein crumble cookie. And I don't have all the ingredients for the frosting. I mean, typical me, right? So I'm going to use the frosting. I still have some left from the banana recipe that I made a few days ago. So I'm just going to use that because this recipe only makes 4 cookies. And then to go out of my way to try to find all the ingredients when we're just doing this. I'm going to try this, and I don't see how it can be bad. I like the frosting, so I'm going to like it anywhere. So for this, half a cup of flour. This one just calls for AP flour, all-purpose flour. I believe you can use almond flour, but if you change it to coconut flour, it's going to absorb a lot of liquid. It's got a lot of fiber, so then you can't do a one-to-one exchange for that. 1 scoop of protein powder. Once again, I don't have the mix, so I'm just going to guess and make a half and half. So this one's vanilla, and then I have that one's casein, and then I'll do half a scoop of whey, and then we'll hope it turns out. You know, you're just in this with me. You're just going to figure this out with me because I don't know. Now, I do need, it said 1/3 of a cup of sweetener of choice. One bad thing I didn't do, which I was going to do, was to melt the butter. So I do need 2 tablespoons of melted butter. This one didn't say light or anything, so I'm just going to use regular butter. Melt it up real quick. I love my microwave. Have you ever had your microwave break? I mean, I don't cook, like food in it, but I use it all the stinking time. And when it didn't work, I just was like, I didn't know what to do with myself. So I use it for so many little things to heat up. You heat up your coffee, you might defrost things. If it breaks, I'm just like, I just felt like I was back in the pioneer days. Like, I might as well just not have electricity at all. Okay, butter is melted. So we're going to use melted butter, and then it said sweetener of choice. And I did get this, what I used in the last recipe here, basically Splenda. But when it says sweetener of choice, I'm guessing you could use the sweetener of your choice, and it wouldn't make a big difference. It's just more like the ratios. Like sometimes these non-nutritive sweeteners are, you can't go 1 for 1 because they're way too sweet, and it would really like be bad if you just did a 1-to-1 ratio of that. So I also need a pinch of salt. So we'll just measure it out here. I believe that is a pinch. And I need 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Now, have you ever done these crumble cookies? Now, I do like I'm not a huge, I know the crumble cookies are good. I mean, I'm not going to say they're not. I mean, but I'm not like one of those crazy, like, oh, I love them, I need to try them all. They're just the best ever. And just a little bit of vanilla here. Now it calls for almond. I don't have almond. I'm sorry. So just a dash of almond or vanilla. But I like cookies. I mean, but I don't crave them. I don't go crazy over them. But okay, people. Something's terribly wrong. Can you see that? I hope you. Let's hope as I mix it, maybe I'll use my hands. This is not cookie consistency at all. This is very dry. What am I missing? Now, I might, and I didn't not follow the instructions, but we're in this together. We're in this together. And you know what I think I'm going to do? Seriously, people, how is this turning into a cookie? Like, this is a nice crumbly topping we could put on top of a muffin or a blueberry, This is nothing near a cookie. So, why don't we get creative? And maybe I'll add just a little bit of Greek yogurt. Okay. We will make this work. We will make this good. And we don't need recipes. Maybe this is why I don't follow recipes, because I truly am. Now, this is probably about a tablespoon. Let's try that. Let's try about a tablespoon of Greek yogurt. Now, if nothing else, I hope this is entertaining for y'all, because if you're tuning in for good recipes, you're not in the right spot. But, it is fun. It is fun to try different things and to find new ways to, because you do. I mean, we're humans. We like a little bit of sweetness, and it just drives me crazy with some of the messages out there, where it's very broad. It's very much they try to target everybody, when I feel as though nutrition and weight loss and all that is so individualized depending on where you're coming from, depending on your past history, depending on what foods you can tolerate. So, so to just make blanket statements, it really isn't helpful, I feel, for a lot of, but I know they're trying to reach most people. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause. I'm going to get this to be a good consistency, adding a little bit more Greek yogurt, and then we'll reach out. Okay, so I finally got a dough made, and they look like so. I just added probably 2 to 3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. I mean, these suckers were so dry. I looked at the recipe over and over, and that's why you try them out before you share them with people. But I think I just made a better version, so it was meant to happen. These are going into the toaster oven for 10 minutes. They said 10 minutes at 350, up it to 375 for the last couple minutes. Now, of course, if they're crumble cookies, we want them soft and gooey. So we'll see how they are after the 10 minutes. Okay, and now, which is right in line with my channel, my mic didn't work at the end of my cookie video. So I'm just going to go and recap for you how I felt about the whole situation. Now, obviously, I did not follow that recipe because I do not understand what happened. I don't know. I need to look for another recipe. So I don't even know if it's worth like telling you which recipe I used because it was not working for me. But because of the added Greek yogurt, it did, turn out a little bit more muffiny, a little, not like it didn't taste like a cookie, like the real gooey, and it was more cakey, more, that being said, though, they were still pretty soft because I just did the 350 for 10 minutes and I didn't up the temperature at all. And I only made 5. And my kids, they're gone. So it didn't turn out terribly, is what I'm trying to say. For all the problems that we had in the beginning, they're actually pretty good. And with the frosting makes everything better. So I would give them a try with just adding a ton of Greek yogurt. But, it's something that, I want to keep working on that. But they're edible. But just don't really think crumble cookie when you're eating them, and you might really enjoy it. All right. Thank you for spending this time with me. And, let me know if you try any of these recipes. Let me know if you have a recipe that maybe is better that I need to try. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.